What's up, world? Tim Iceman Best here, and welcome to the second edition of SummerSlam Central. Just today, this is the first two editions of SummerSlam Central. Have a great lineup set for today. We already had Logan Jacobowitz and a letter from Dave Flehan to me in episode number 1. A lot more action-packed here in episode number 2. Major headline again. The power rankings are out. Rounding out the top 5, it's me at number 1, Alex Driver 2, Nick Carzo at 3, Mike Jardue number 4, and then TJ Borza at number 5. So speaking of number 5, TJ Borza, he is one of only 3 guys that have ever competed in SummerSlam. Every single one since 2011. He is one of only 3 that have done that. The only other 2, me and Kevin Flynn. So speaking of Kevin Flynn, we'll get to him later, but first we'll get to TJ Borza. So, give it a second here. Hey, TJ, welcome into the nightcap edition of SummerSlam Central.
What's up, Kenneth?
Not much, man. We got a lot to cover. Now, starting off, power rankings are out of 22 competitors. You come in at number 5. So, how do you feel about that?
Out of 26, I feel like a pretty solid number for me. You know, we all strive to be the best. We all want to be number 1. But power rankings is just power rankings. It all matters where you come out in that.
Yeah, and you're one of only 3 guys who've ever competed at every single SummerSlam there has been, and in 2 of those you've competed in the semifinals. So, what's going to be your mindset heading in, just based off of that one stat?
Well, first of all, that's just an honor, just to be it all free. Just great times there, all the memories. I don't know if the final one is going to be emotional for me. I don't know, I just feel like I got the consistency down, but the one thing to say about that stat is I never won it yet. And I just want to get that win back, put on my resume, and just bragging rights, you know?
I feel you, man. So, now you bring up that point about reflecting about SummerSlam. What do you think SummerSlam and the entire dunk contest series, not only SummerSlam but the DJB Invitational, what has it meant to you, and not to mention the rest of the Whitesboro community?
Wow. Well, it's just something I look forward to every summer, you know? You just think of it. You just think, hey, when SummerSlam happens, just brings the community together as a whole. It's something we all go to, have fun. Even if you're not participating, you go there, have a good time, watch a good dunk contest, and I feel honored to be part of it.
Yeah, and that bringing up that interesting stat, I mean, it's got to be an honor for you that you're one of only 3 guys who've ever competed in every single SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It definitely is. I feel it's an honor for me.
Yeah, and so now you get that honor one more time next Sunday at SummerSlam, where it all ends, the end of an era. So again, TJ, thanks for coming on tonight actually, and thanks for being part in the end of an era coming next Sunday.
Thanks for having me, Tim. It's a pleasure.
All right. Now let's talk to the other guy that's made history over the years, Kevin Flynn, who has also competed in every single SummerSlam. Not to mention he's competed in every single one since 2011. He has competed at the DJB and SummerSlam every year since 2011. No wins yet, but he has had 3 third-place finishes. So now we're going to talk to him and see what he has to say about just everything in terms of, the competitions.
Hello?
Hey, Kevin, thanks for joining us on the nightcap of SummerSlam Central.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so getting right to it. Power rankings are out. You come in at number 15 out of 22. I mean, what kind of reaction are you getting just based off of that?
I mean, I know I shouldn't be on the top because I haven't really won anything. I haven't really done anything this year. I can try.
Okay, now, I was talking with TJ Borza just a few minutes ago. Interesting stat about SummerSlam is me, you, and him, and Borza are the only 3 guys who have ever competed at every single SummerSlam, but the real bragging right here is you're the only one that's ever competed in every single one, that is including next Sunday. So, I mean, what comes to mind when I give you that little stat?
I think it's awesome. It's a great time playing and doing all every time. Get some experience, like know what to do for next year's and everything. New dunks and everything. What I'm gonna do. Try and figure out what I'm gonna do. Everything like that.
All right, now this is the emotional part here, because Borza was on here earlier and he really had a lot of nice words to say about the entire history of the legendary dunk competitions, particularly with SummerSlam. So, what does SummerSlam mean to you and the rest of the Whitesboro community? Because it really brings everyone together every summer, and not to mention the DJB Invitational in the spring does almost the same thing.
Yeah, it brings everyone together. People start losing each other, start communicating with each other when summer comes. This brings them all back together, brings all the friends together, means something to people. Everyone wants to win. They're competing, having a fun time. It's just a great time having it all the time, every year.
Yeah, now with that being said, I mean, what's the first thing that really comes to mind when you think of that next Sunday is the end of an era?
It's pretty tough to talk about because it's been going on for a while, and it's a big deal around here now. It's kind of hard letting that go.
And the crazy thing about this whole thing was, it was me, you, and 6 other guys on an April day 3 years ago. It was just an experiment, just to have a fun time, and that worked really well. That turned into the phenomenon that we know as SummerSlam today. And I mean, it's amazing how far that this thing has progressed. So, care to add on to that?
I'm glad that when we started, people started getting into it. They saw what we did. More people wanted to join. More people wanted to come and watch. And Stephen came and started watching. And just brings it. It's just an awesome time.
Yeah,
it's awesome that it has gotten that far now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kevin. And it's really going to be sad when next Sunday rolls around and the final chapter is completed in the great history of this unbelievable series of events, and not to mention, all the great rivalries, all the great moments that have led up to this. It's just going to be a remarkable event, one for the record books.
Yeah, right.
All right, so again, thank you, Kevin, for taking the time to join us tonight.
Yep, no problem.
All right, so with that being said, we bring in an expert on this. He's been a judge. He's been a 2-time finalist. That's right, I'm talking about Nick Dreams Carzo. I bet he has a lot of great stuff to say about SummerSlam and just the history of the dunk contests in general. So, we're going to fire up the lines. We're going to talk to Dreams.
What's up, bro?
Carzo, thank you for joining us on the nightcap of SummerSlam Central.
Thank you for calling me, Tim. I appreciate it.
All right. So if you didn't hear earlier, we did have an earlier episode during the daytime, and we actually came up and revealed the power rankings. And in those power rankings, out of those 22 contestants, you come in at number 3. So, what's your reaction?
Number 3, Tim insulted number 3. Who's number 1?
You're talking to him.
Oh, God. But I was supposed to hang up on him, but I'm not.
Yeah, but because, I mean, It's not about the power rankings. Everyone said.
You're 100% right on that one.
Everyone says they. Yeah. I'm just trying to say. I know I come in at number 1, but hey, there's a good chance I'm not going to finish at number 1.
Hey, you don't know that, but I do. So.
All right. So.
Yeah, I don't want to push your confidence.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to push my confidence either because I don't want to get held up on a silver pedestal and then get knocked off.
I hear you.
So, okay. Now, let's go back a little bit. You were a judge at SummerSlam last year, and now you return as a contestant. So, I mean, how exciting does this have to be for you to be a judge one year and then to come back as a contestant the next?
Dude, to be asked to be a judge one year is like, I'm at the top of my level, you know? Like, I think I have to be judged because I will win. If I perform, I will win. So then you ask me to be judged, and I said, why not? Because people want to beat me. When you call me to come back, and play, that is just, I am amazed that there's 21 other contestants in the slam dunk contest. I may come off as a little conceited, but facts are facts.
Yeah, and you know what? You're one of the most colorful characters that we've seen over the last 3 years.
Exactly. You never know what you're going to get. You can get a nice dunk, or I can work the fans with it, you know?
Yeah, and it's going to be great, when you come out of the tunnel and then to see those awesome fans, seeing you and
competition, you know that.
Yeah, of course I do. And speaking of like when I asked you to come back, there was a great reason.
I still have hard feelings over Alex Dyer, the first annual SummerSlam. I've lost slept over that, and I still haven't gotten over that. So.
Of course, a little bit of personal demons to get over, but going back to when I asked you to come back and compete, I mean, you must have been. I mean, what was your reaction when I asked you personally to come back as a competitor? Because, I mean, this is such a landmark event, and I just wanted you to be a part of that so badly.
You're right. When you asked me to come back, Sam, there wasn't any thinking about it. There wasn't like, will I, should I, will I be free? It was, you can back me up on this. It was, I'm in. You know? That's all my reaction was. I'm in.
Those are the exact words. Those are the exact words. So now we get into the personal reflection part. You've competed in SummerSlam 2011 and 2012, and now you're coming back in 2014. You've seen the progression of these contests, not only SummerSlam but the DJB. So what does this all mean to you? SummerSlam, the whole dunk contest feel. What does it all mean to you?
What's it all mean? I mean, after judging one year. It's not easy sitting there and watching, because you feel yourself that you could do 10 times better. So, I mean, it's hard to say, but I just feel like I'm back. It's going to be a better SummerSlam, and 21 others they've never been marching for, and I'm just ready for it. After David Flynn had won, so I mean, I know you probably have something to say about that. I probably have something to say about that. But I'm ready this year, so.
Yeah, and I want to really get like some personal stuff out of you. Like, what does SummerSlam mean to you personally? Not only that, but the entire Whitesboro community in general, because this has turned into a real culture phenomenon in the borough.
You're right. It's more than just a slam dunk competition, It's the community and family getting together. We're having a good time. The best family always provides food and beverages. So it's not like you go in there and you're bored. You go in there, there's music, there's entertainment. So it's more than just a couple of guys getting around and doing slam dunks. It's more than that. It's an event. And when it becomes an event, you're all set.
Yeah, not to mention you gotta love the awesome entrances that we do. Also, we make it real.
Exactly. I'm actually with Austin Odell right now, and he said he wants to announce. He wants to talk to you. Is that all right?
That is absolutely great. I would love to talk to him right now.
Here he is. Hey, Tim. I'd like to say I'm excited for the new year, SummerSlam, and my juice is just flowing. Just getting ready for it.
Dude, it's
preparing right now, actually.
It's great. It's great, really. So, how's my official host doing at this moment?
The host is great. He's a little rusty, I'm not gonna lie. The host has no favorites, but I am training with Carzo.
Yeah, so, you've been the official host for SummerSlam for the last 2 years now. The people have have taken a great liking of you. So, really, I mean, how does it feel to be the official host just one more time next Sunday?
It feels good. I like that the crowd responds to me in a positive way. And, I enjoy it. And there can be no replacement from him. I'm the best out there. So.
Yeah, so I want to get some lot more deeper thoughts out of you. So now what immediately comes to mind when you hear that next Sunday is the end of an era? What immediately comes to mind?
Just sad. I mean, that's the only word I can really say. I mean, I've done it a couple of years and I've enjoyed it. And just the fact that there's going to be no more, I'm speechless almost.
Yeah, and next Sunday, it doesn't matter who wins, really. It's going to be a bittersweet moment when the gates, they close for good. And
that's what I'm saying. When you walk off the court, it's the last time. And, it's tough, but it's bittersweet,
Yeah.
Happy that it happened. But sad that it's over.
Yeah, and as the official host, I really want to ask a serious question. Next Sunday, who do you think is in the best position to win? And more important, not only that, but who do you think should be the guy that closes this thing out and becomes champion, the last one that will ever crown at Dennis J. Best Memorial Court?
I think, honestly, Carzo. I think Carzo got the best shot, best athlete. He's got the best mindset. He's trained the most. And I just think he's got the best shot to win. I mean, we've been training, and he's just ready.
Well, I would.
His off season has been spectacular. I mean, I've seen him work. Yeah. He's ready. I know him. He's just ready.
And I would have something to say about that because A, it's my home floor, and B, I'm coming off a victory and I wanna end this the right way, in my opinion. So I mean, next Sunday it really is anyone's game.
Yeah, I agree. It's anyone's game, and whoever works the hardest at it, really get the win.
Yeah.
Put in and get out.
Yeah. Not to mention, it can always come down to just one dunk. You weren't here for this, but the 2014 DJB Invitational a couple months ago, I know you weren't here for that. I won, but if it weren't for Rocco DiRollo missing his second dunk attempt his final dunk in the last round, I would have lost.
No, that was just one dunk. That's all it's taking. That's why me and Carzo have been training, and we're ready for anything.
So, you've seen this event grow so much since the beginning back in April 2011. Now that it's all ending, that next Sunday. What's it really going to mean? What does it really mean to the community? Yeah, I was just asking. I was asking Austin one last question. He says that.
One last question. I'm ready.
I was just basically asking the same thing I asked you. What this event means to the community. Starting off 3 years ago as practically nothing, as just a simple get together, and now it's turning into this giant event and phenomena. And
Ayo had to go somewhere, but I can't answer for him. But if I had to, 3 years ago, you say, "Oh, you're going to SummerSlam?" He'll be like, "What? Summer what? SummerSlam? Is that a thing? Who's SummerSlam?" Now it's like, "Oh, who's going to SummerSlam? I gotta take the day off. I gotta take the day off from work because SummerSlam's that day." And I'm not just saying that because that's really how it is. And to be honest, I'm surprised that's what it's become. I am surprised, but I'm glad it is.
And again, Carzo, Ayo, thank you for coming on tonight. And
You're welcome.
So again, we'll see you next Sunday. The end of an era is dawning upon us, and this is gonna.
Baby.
This is going to go down in the record books. It's really going to be a historic event, and you can put that on the record.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. You're the man.
All right. See you next Sunday, man. Bring your A game because I shall too.
You love it.
All right. And man, this is really hitting home because next Sunday there won't be no SummerSlam. There won't be no DJB Invitational. So again, thank you for tuning into SummerSlam Central. We'll definitely have more editions with a lot more people involved with the event, from fans to social media correspondents. There's going to be so many more people to talk to over the next few editions because I'm trying to jam pack as many of these as I possibly can, because this event needs all the press it needs to become the event that it can be, because this could be so much more bigger than life. You may say that's just some backyard dunk contest. I don't know if you've heard these guys, but it's not. It's a cultural event. It brings people together. It really is the best damn party of the summer. Yeah, you can quote me on that because I firmly believe that. SummerSlam is the best damn party of the summer in New York State, Central New York, anywhere in the US of A. And you know what? There's nothing like this in the entire country, I'll tell you that. SummerSlam is not just a dunk contest. It's a cultural event with a dunk contest as just your show. And then you have all the pageantry, all the amazing, all the awesomeness surrounding it, all the hype, all this and that. It's just amazing. And if you've never experienced this before, and you don't plan on attending next Sunday, then you're losing out. Because this is really an event that everyone should take in, something you should cross off your bucket list, because after next Sunday, there won't be no more of this. I'm just speaking the truth, really. Next Sunday, I hope I see all of you there, because this is an event that's going to go down in the record books. It really is the end of an era, because after this, everything changes. Summers won't be the same. A lot more quiet. Not as much hype. Not as much conversation. Not much. I really can't come up with the words. But summer's just going to lose a piece of its identity when SummerSlam is gone. Spring will lose part of its identity when the DJB Invitational is no longer. So just think about it. When the last dunk is thrown down next Sunday and the final numbers are held up and the final score is written down in history for great record keeping, we're going to look back on this and say, wow, Tim was right. This is an event that really brought us all together. This is an event that we're never going to forget for the rest of our lives. That was a great part in our lives over the last 4 years of high school. And it really does have a special place in people's hearts. It has a special place in mine. And as you just heard in this last episode and the episode before that, it has a special place in other people's hearts too. So just keep that in mind. I hope to see you next Sunday. Stay tuned in. We'll have more editions of SummerSlam Central coming up as we approach SummerSlam Sunday. Next Sunday, July the 27th. Event starts at 2 o'clock. Gates open at noon. So if you want to see all the pageantry, all the craziness, then definitely try to be there for noon, because the gates open at high noon. And the beginning of the end will begin. And that really sounded stupid. That really will mark, once those gates open at noon, that will mark the beginning of the end. So again, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more editions of SummerSlam Central later on as we approach Sunday the 27th. Again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Tim Best signing off.